You have to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky and wild? Well, do ya, punk? Apparently we do, because today we are playing Lucky and Wild by Namco for the arcade. And joining me as my partner in crime stopping, the one and only from ZetaPlays, Zeta.
Hi. I don't know if I feel lucky and wild, but I will feel lucky or wild.
Sometimes you feel only one at a time, but every once in a while you do feel the same at both at the same
Sometimes you
time.
feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
Exactly. Lucky and Wild, as you can see, was released into the arcade wilds in 1992 at about the same time in Japan and North America. And this is very heavily influenced by the buddy cop movies. As a matter of fact, it was rumored to have been partially based on the movie Tango and Cash, though the developer claims to have never known about the movie prior to that. In Japan, this is actually known as Joe and Ponch because one of the biggest influences from it was the classic cop TV show Chips. Also, Starsky and Hutch has been cited as a influence in this. But what we've got here is a driving game along with a shooting game. The Thrustmaster that you have seen before in my Stun Runner video, and two, count them, two Ultimark light guns.
He's going to be driving and shooting. I'm going to be shooting and driving him insane.
Yeah, so pretty much par for the course. So we're going to see exactly how well this works. So without further ado, we're up all night to get lucky and wild.
I couldn't help but notice that you mentioned it was released into the arcade wilds, but not the arcade luckies.
It depended on whether or not you happened to have one. Some people considered themselves lucky, some people didn't. I actually did get a chance to play the actual arcade cabinet with the entire sit-down arrangement, and it was pretty damn fun.
Do these buttons do something?
Not in this game. In other games with gun-con controls and such like that. One sec. Okay, hang on. Put the gun, aim the gun down. Okay.
You're the one that's pointing.
I thought you were too.
I have good gun control. I was pointing up, away from the people.
Well, you know, what can I say? The NRA has sponsored this video, apparently. Now, they have various things you can potentially do with the buttons on the sides of these guns. Some of them represent gun-con controls, like the pedal in Time Crisis. Some of them are for games like Carnival, where you have to pump a shotgun in order to reload. The button ends up serving that purpose. I think you can also trigger it for things like grenades in Area 51. Things along those lines.
You can also do this. Whoa, you're so rich. 9 credits?
Yes.
Your mom gave you so many quarters.
I have as much theoretical currency as is required for this.
Good lord. That was crazy talk.
Well, I'm a crazy guy. I'm not wild, but I am
That's right. I will be the wild one. This
I will be
person
the
is
lucky
too
one.
civilized for the wild position.
Yes, I will be the lucky one, all dapper in my suit. Stage 1.
Die!
Someone suspected of being a member of Big Cigar, supposed to be Big Cigar. The narcotics syndicate was reportedly just seen on Mizon Street.
Are we going to go after Big Pharma next?
I only wish.
Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go.
Let's try it again.
Let's do something, you fuck. Did I just accidentally hit one player?
That's him. Okay, let's go.
There we go.
This is better. I can deal with this.
Okay.
All right.
So,
After
wild.
73 setups of the controls, we are finally in action, and I can shoot right.
So what you have here is a combination of dodging the things being flying at you, including the cars you destroy, and shooting whatever happens to come your way.
You can just hold?
Yeah, hold it down. It's for auto fire. That was actually a concession that was made by the bosses at Namco. They originally wanted to have the pistols be single fire for everything, but they realized it would be impossible to play. So a little bit about this. This is based not entirely off Namco's Final Lap series. It does not use the same game engine as far as I know. It's based on Namco System 2, which is kind of iffy as far as design. Caused a lot of problems during the actual creation of Lucky and Wild, but they managed to get through it. Something else interesting too, these are all 2D sprites that you're seeing on the sides. They decided to hand draw everything because even though 3D sprites at the time were all the rage, they wanted to do 2D on this, and one of their biggest influences on how to make that happen was pole position. And we got destroyed, but somehow managed to bring down the bad guy. So, yay for us.
It helps being immortal. Money solves all of life's problems.
Indeed.
Well done.
Very good, Wild. We caught Jerky.
I guess I was just lucky.
And the Pink Cat's Garage.
Hey, there's some boobs up there. Oh, there's a lot more boobs.
Oh, yes. And we got kisses.
We got cat girls.
We got kitty kisses. Beautiful stuff. The narcotics we seized were just stolen by a team on the move. Go after them now.
I can't help but feel like we're in Hager's Metro City.
I think we're on the highways in between them. So, as you can see, the big problem here are oil barrels in the road. You can shoot them away, but eventually they become pretty thick and it's hard to go anywhere without hitting 7,000 things.
Well, yeah, you know what helps with that? Money. Just buy another 25-cent car.
Exactly. It was great when used car dealerships in the early 1990s would just sell you a brand new vehicle.
Yeah.
For, you know...
They'd be following you down the high-speed chase, waiting for your car to explode just to sell it to you.
Yeah, just one solid Washington and you're up and running again. So this is one of the areas where you slow down going through. We've got time bombs being thrown onto the
Are
car.
these guys like 50 feet tall?
Yes, giants with time bombs. I'm pretty sure that's somebody's fetish.
Clothes are done.
I actually have, when I was setting this up, I had a mistake where I had both light guns mapped to one gun, so I was shooting simultaneously for both players. And the cars went down in a record amount of time with double fire on them.
How many fucking Molotov cocktails does this one car have?
All of them. My guess is one of these cars was the car from Death Road Canada that we played, and the Molotovs you threw away it took for itself. And the bikers can get kind of annoying because it's very easy to accidentally run over the bikes. And stage 2 boss, we're going to have barrels coming out the back. But the best strategy for this guy is to be at a diagonal on him as much as possible.
The best strategy is to call Mario. Donkey Kong's on the fritz again.
The thing about the boss is he really won't want you being there, so he's going to try to switch on you as much as possible, but...
What boss?
There you go. And big old hole blown in the side.
Somebody was in front of us?
Well, that's it. Well, nice job.
Oh, we caught Bebop. Actually, we caught Gambit, mon ami. And our busted-ass car goes back in for the cat treatment.
We do it to save the civilians of this wonderful land. We don't do it for the kisses from catgirls.
Well, that's a nice fringe benefit. Something about Carr on the highway, pursue and arrest them. Now, I think this is about where the helicopters start showing up, and they are very obnoxious.
That guy's voice is way too deep for his face.
Okay, let's go.
Also, I'm just Ken.
Well, I mean, there was reason a lot of people had to believe that the influence was Tango and Cash, because this is basically how Stallone and Kurt Russell looked in the movie. And that is the quickest I have ever managed to get rid of that oil tanker. I'm sorry, we have.
Where are these guys coming from?
Well, you see, Zeta, when a man and a woman love each other very much...
They drop them from a fucking airplane?
Actually, it's a stork. Stork flies over and just, sets him flopping.
A new 30-year-old man just drops on somebody's car. Got it.
Well, it's, cutting out the middleman. Why wait for him to grow up?
I don't want to grow up, so I'll just start life old.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da, Benjamin Button. I actually want to try something with this, since I've got both of the light guns finally fucking working. And that is basically taping them together.
What the hell?
So I can just, hold on to both of them and...
I don't know if that's going to work since we
trigger.
We calibrated them separately.
Well, no, we've calibrated them separately, but this way I can hold them both in one hand.
Yeah, but wouldn't it work better if you calibrated them as a single unit?
Then I wouldn't technically be using both guns. I always liked in the arcade doing guns akimbo on stuff, so I would intentionally spend more than normal to be able to have use of both guns. And as you can see, this boss basically is grenade happy. It is very annoying in a sense because the boss sits so low to the ground. And damn it, that's going to happen sometimes.
No, gas or... Oh no, we lost.
Yeah, he got away.
Do we have to do the level over again?
Juliora got away. No.
Give it up. Well done.
You can still get to the end of the game whether or not you manage to corral the criminal. Only problem is you don't get the bonus. Big Cigar has warned us that they'll test a new type of bomb on Merrill Street.
What the hell would they tell you that?
That's it.
Board. And another semi. But yeah, like I was saying, you can still complete the game and you still go through all the stages. It's just you don't get the bonus money and you don't get smooched by kitty women.
Oh yeah, that's the worst part.
Yeah, that's the only thing I care about. The
Is this game even worth playing if you don't do a 100% kitty smooch run?
It's hard to tolerate, but, you know, we can get there.
So that's $1 so far, I believe?
Something like that.
Gotta know how much money we spent to get to the end of this.
Another slow area in here. One of the things I do like about Lucky and Wild is that the sides are kind of on a invisible wall, so you can't actually overshoot anything, and you don't suffer any damage by grinding against the wall or the sides. Like for example, you can't run into the trees. Little something too, actually. I think I mentioned earlier that about the sprites. If I didn't, I'll mention it now. The sprites are all 2D. They decided not to do 3D, even though a lot of games were doing it at the time. But they were trying to figure out exactly how to animate it right. And in order to do that, they went all the way back to pole position. That uses the same technique of specifically placed 2D sprites that are hand-drawn and drawn in at just the right times to give the illusion of movement. Okay, now this boss is a fucker. First off, the cars are easy enough to avoid, just hang to a diagonal. Then you have that flamethrower.
That seems like the real problem. Those cars, who cares?
Yeah. And you have the rockets coming from inside the trailer. And those are going to become more problematic the further down this guy gets. And I can't drive for shit. You know, Zeta, I've been driving you around the whole time you've been here, and this is the worst I've done.
Yeah, you've spent $1.50 so far on this drive.
I mean, every place else, you know, you've been perfectly safe.
Yeah, you only had to use 1 or 2 quarters for those drives.
Hey, we killed him. Silence! I kill you!
Hey, cuties!
Unfortunately, we didn't do well enough in the level to warrant some smoochies.
What the hell?
Yeah. Okay, now this guy... Actually, I take it back. This guy is a fucker.
Cats are being stingy.
We've had a tip that Big Cigar is dealing weapons at the stadium. Check it out now. Now, wait till you see the boss.
Watch out.
Watch out!
Yep,
Is that the boss?
that's the boss.
Wait, we're starting with the boss?
The boss is going to cause us some trouble all the way through. And there's also going to be a brand new type of vehicle that can create some problems. This is one of the things the boss does that is very annoying. Obviously, we will take damage if we run into one of those things, like so. And just shit all is thrown at you here.
$1.75. What an expensive drive.
Yeah, I'm glad you're keeping track of this. Are you like filing the report afterwards?
Yes.
Trying to get reimbursed? Because I'd love to know how you're going to get back something that never existed in the first
Gotta
place.
get compensated for our gas.
I think we're getting plenty of gas from the flamethrower people. And here come the dune buggies.
Alright, my gun's on the fritz. There it goes.
The dune buggies are especially annoying because they have that zigzag motion, and
What was that, $2?
they are not as easy to blow up as you think, and they also bounce when they do, or roll. So, more than anything else, the dune buggies are likely to slam into you after you destroy them. Now, you have a limited amount of time on bosses to get them.
I have a problem. I was shooting, and it was immediately going to the bottom left corner every time I was shooting.
Huh.
Go back in. Maybe it'll be fine. We'll see.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we're back.
Okay, then. As I was saying, with bosses who have a limited amount of time to beat them before you end up losing the collar, as you saw earlier, this guy, the truck can take a shit ton of damage, so you've got to just seriously wail on him to be able to deal with him in time.
So the pro tip is shoot it until it dies. Got it.
And then shoot it some more because it's very...
God, you just got like triple killed. Is that worth 75 cents?
Probably. This is very hard on my virtual bank account.
Stop running into every mountain, dude. And every train? That's not super great.
I thought I had the ramp. It's not always easy to get that. And the Channel 6 News helicopter with the dropping sticks of dynamite. Holy Christ.
I think we're at 250.
You know what? Let's just assign a number after this is done. Because I can't keep track anymore. So yeah, we gotta concentrate as much fire as we possibly can on this if we want to have a hope in hell of taking down Bear.
We only have 7 seconds!
Yeah, I know. This, of all of the bosses, is the one most likely to get away. And he just did.
We're the worst at our jobs, dude. We've spent $2.50 on our broken car. And in 1990s money, that was like $5.
Even more important, this is the second round with no catgirl loving.
I know, right?
Give it up. Well done.
Our lives are a miserable failure at this
We
point.
found Big Cigar's hideout near the casino. The area's been cordoned off. Get down there and get there and take them. Then do things. Go do things. There is, by the way, a brake pedal that you can use in this game. It gave a brake pedal assignment, but as far as I know, there wasn't actually a brake pedal in the arcade. It never seems to really do much as far as deceleration other than just, hey, you're not on the accelerator. And now we have lasers. Because why the hell not? These people just get more and more high-tech as time goes on. Okay, let's spend more money. I had no chance of avoiding that, but it didn't even do any damage. Interesting. Okay, well that one came from the car, so... Oh, I thought that was like 3 in a row. And notice you don't take any damage if you run over the men. So this is a repeat of... I think this is a... Or actually, it might not be a repeat. It might be a combination of a couple. I think this is a combination of the second boss and the fourth boss. Man, State Farm ain't ever gonna believe this. How you doing there, Wild? Seatbelt fastened and all that?
I've only been launched out of the window about 7 times, so I'm doing alright, I guess.
Oh, wow. So only 7 times? A new record. Next.
There's still time.
And repeat of boss 4. Well, I had nowhere to go there.
Why did we drive down Boss Rush Alley? I told you to take the right at Albuquerque.
Well, we weren't specifically going to Pismo Beach. Yeah, this is the, this is the part where it doesn't matter what part of the road you're on, you're going to get, like, something in the mush. Thankfully, as you see, you can take the flamethrower out. And we are getting close to the boss, if I remember correctly. Luckily, we don't have to deal with any of the other previous bosses.
If you could, perhaps, not drive into 43 exploding barrels.
If they wouldn't put the exploding barrels there, you know, I wouldn't feel compelled to do so.
They're frizzing up my hair.
Imagine how you feel. I barely have any hair to frizz. So this is the, I believe this is actually the boss limo. And even when this is stopped, this is not going to be the end of it. Fortunately, after everything we've been through, I was about to say it's not that bad, and then you just had to fucking do that, didn't you?
You're the one that blew up. You can't blame him for you blowing up.
Hey, you're in the car with me, so it's partly your responsibility.
I'm not driving though, am I?
Okay, so the boss is going to take a powder behind those crates, and they're going to be launching a bunch of missiles from the car. We can destroy the car, and that will stop the missiles. At which point we just have to die. At this point, we just have to deal with the boss.
We're gonna drive off the pier.
And that's all we have to do.
One shot.
Yep. And we have
Winky face.
We have humidored Big Cigar.
Did we beat the game?
Yes.
And it only costs like $3.50, maybe 4, maybe 5. I lost count.
I was too busy failing to dodge things. Yes, they get a little vague as to whether Big Cigar is the name of the syndicate or the name of the leader, but there you go. And like I said before, the ending is the same whether or not you arrest everybody. It's just how interesting things are during the voyage.
It's not about the destination, it's about blowing up on the highway.
And Lucky and Wild do their back and forth buddy cop banter.
Remember that time you were driving like an idiot and I shot everybody? Winky face.
Yeah, you remember that time you were suddenly aiming to the left for no good reason and I had to pull over and let you realign?
Well, it was probably because you were driving so poorly that I wanted to shoot you in the leg! Ha 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 ha!
Well, you know, I would have shot you in the leg too, but I was too busy trying to, you know, keep us from dying.
You mean hitting every single barrel on the road for extra points? Yeah, you were busy doing that.
Well, I was thinking about those cat girls, and who can blame me?
It's a shame that we let him get away twice.
My mind was back at the Pink Cat's garage.
I can't blame you on that one.
You know.
That's where we should be right now. Why are we driving on the highway? We could be there.
Oh, that lubrac. And I'm trying to remember the basis behind their car. I think it might have been based on the car from Starsky and Hutch. But I don't remember that for sure.
It was clearly a Lincoln Town Car. Oh, I get to put in my name?
Yes, you do.
Only 3 letters.
Only 3 letters, though.
Ass. The good old ass. Let's throw in some ass.
KTD and ass.
Perfect.
Yes, exactly.
Wait, why did they get 4 letters?
Because they're the computer and they get to cheat.
That's bullshit.
That usually is, and that's usually the way it goes with the CPU.
You know what would have been an interesting thing? There were 4 chances for cat-girl kisses. You should get 1 letter per cat-girl kiss. So we would have only had 2 letters this time, but that would be, like, the motivation to strive for better, other than just seeing...
No, we had 3. We went to the garage 3 times.
But they didn't kiss us once.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I feel like that would be an interesting motivation.
I think like in my dreams they did.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like went back to sleep over and over and just relived that moment in my mind.
That would have been a good way to do it, I think.
So, what'd you think of this?
Short and sweet.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Luckily, you were the one putting all of your quarters into the computer. I'm not sure how that worked, but I'm glad that it was your quarters and not mine.
Well, you know, you're my guest, so I wasn't going to ask you to spend your money on this. But, Zeta, I definitely thank you for joining me here and gunning alongside me.
You're welcome. Unfortunately, you gave me this gun, and now I'm going to shoot you and take all of your stuff. Shit, you have one too!
Yeah, remember when we were talking about Reservoir
Swerve
Dogs?
us off the road!
Remember when we were talking about Reservoir Dogs earlier? All of Tarantino's movies end in a Mexican standoff?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Then,
I'm
like,
ahead of
the
you.
dog pulls out a gun and points it at the cat, and the cat points one at the bird.
Oh, exactly. So, in conclusion, that was Lucky and Wild by Namco for the arcade. Once again, thank you for joining me on Lycanthrokeith's Gaming Space, and Zeta, thank you for being my guest.
It was fun!
It was fun. It was very fun, and most importantly, cat girls. Definitely cat girls.
That's a good end thought.
Yeah, so remember always to support your local cat girl mechanic, because she'll support you right back in return.
Yeah.
So take care until we game again. This episode's Mobster Truck Rally was made possible by Mike Panza, Rick in Baltimore, Diode, the post-production work of Matthew Carr Anderson, and all my Have a Big Cigar Lycanthro fans. Thank you very much for your continued support. Until we game again.